Hello, platforms of the world. Didn't do too much last week, because I was on annual leave, and I was 48 last Sunday. So yeah, I just done loads of other different things. I'm just drinking a cup of tea. I'm not long home from work. Yeah, I done a bit of tie. Well, actually, this is reverse tie. So you reverse it. So this was a black t-shirt, and you kind of, I don't know. Oh, there. Can you see it, that colour? That's the colour that I didn't use bleach. I used the remover, and then I put colours back in on the back. Ooh, stand up. You see, it's kind of on the back. That's kind of on the front. Anyway, yeah, I do a lot of it with one of my good friends I call Bitch. She's actually got a proper business. Mine's more of a hobby, but we team up together occasionally. Well, you know, and do markets, etc. Oh, we're going to. We actually was supposed to be doing a festival last year, and it got cancelled. The festival's been cancelled again this year, so hope to do some markets later on in the year. I'll put the links actually for both the pages below. Unique Bits and Tied In. If you fancy anything there, you can go and buy it. It's on Facebook. I haven't got any other platforms at the moment that we're selling on. If that happens, I'll let you know. Anyway, I digress. Back to the world. The world is a complete, absolute, it's my missus, night, clusterfuck. I better get my phone and text her back and she'll fucking... Hold on. I'm not pussy whipped. She's saying good night. See? Night. Night. So I better say good night back. Otherwise, by the time I finish this video, so what the fuck was I talking about? I don't know. My brain's gone. Oh yeah, tie-dye, da-da-da. Oh, and the world. Yeah, sorry, the world. Right, so you have this royal thing that goes on to do with, what's it, that Meghan and Harry. Now, I haven't actually watched the interview. Right. But what a load of... Put it this way. The British public are not very impressed. Right? You know, if anything, no one had outcry about fucking his uncle, did they? With his paedophilia. And everyone seems to forget when Harry dressed up as a Nazi and went to a party. And also, there's no way Harry's kids are going to ever be on the throne. They're about 14th in line. But I haven't watched the interview. All people have said to me is that she lied a lot. It's like, right, okay, whatever. So, there's that. It's almost like a massive distraction. And then some girl got fucking followed home and murdered by a police officer. Sarah Everett, or whatever her name is, I don't know. Horrible, not very nice. Girls get killed all the time. So do blokes, so do kids, so do everyone. And, you know, and there is this thing about women walking home at night and they're not safe. Women have never been home. No one's safe walking home at night. A man's not safe walking home at night. There's always going to be someone bigger or stronger, and if they intend to take something from you, they'll take something from you. And it doesn't matter. You know, it's almost like this all started the moment they stopped smacking children. You know, you used to be able to discipline your kids to not turn into cunts. You get the occasional one fall through the net and go around fucking treating people like cunts, but I don't know. There's no right answer to it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not justifying it and saying that it's correct. But you don't respond with, let's make men all stay in after 6 p.m. The fuck is wrong with this country? What is it going to be? I'll tell you what. No, what it would be, no one can go out when it's dark. Yeah, that'd be lovely. That'd play lovely into the hands of the COVID fucking police. That will. Oh yeah, look, the British public. Oh, look, the British public are demanding that we use track and trace. They're demanding we don't use cash. And now they want to stay in after 6 p.m. Great. We've destroyed all the pubs. We've destroyed all the restaurants. There's no businesses or shop fronts left in any old town centre. Go and have a look in your town centre and have a look and see what there is in it. It's like, it's playing lovely. And then Europe are getting all political about our vaccine. Oh no, 37 people out of 17 million people have had blood clots. Look, I ain't an advocate for fucking yearly vaccines, right? And there's pros and cons to either. If we talk about just Pfizer and AstraZeneca, I wouldn't bother with either of them. But I said to my friends and family, if you're going to have any of them, at least have the vaccines that we know the technology has been tested before, where Pfizer hasn't been fully through, because it's a new tech. Doesn't mean it doesn't work, it just hasn't been tested. But there's all this fear about that now. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's all a distraction. It's all a distraction to create chaos, fear, and even more fear. The human race has gone feral. Feral. They're like fucking, they don't know how to socially interact with anyone anymore. It's almost like people have forgot how to say, oh, hello, good morning, hi. There's no niceties anymore. It's just fucking awful. And there's this doctor. He's a veteran and immunologist and a vaccine expert, and he's got a PhD. Now, if you look on his LinkedIn page, it doesn't look that impressive. His name's Geert, Geert, Van Hayden? Van, hold on. Gertie Van... Oh, God, where is it? Where's his name? Show me his name. Oh, God, hold on. My cousin sent me the link. What's his name? Clearly the interviewer was... He's beyond anti-vax. Yeah, but what's his fucking name? Gertrude something. Gertie Vanden Bossche. There's a little bit on the internet on him in 2021 that he's talking crap. If you look back in 2019, 2018, 2017, 16, 15, 14, you see him in loads of vaccine conferences. The man is real, and he obviously has some experience in vaccine development. Okay? Now, what he's saying about how they've rolled out the vaccine makes a huge amount of sense. Especially then when you look at something about how vaccines and the immune system work. Well, more so how the immune system works. Because usually you get a sickness or a disease. Throughout the course of the year, the 2 years that it's about, people die and some people don't. Some people become immune and then it mutates the following year and rah, rah, rah. And then within 2 or 3 years, they develop a vaccine, right? Then that vaccine's rolled out. So there's a degree of herd immunity, which we haven't had because no one's been able to talk to each other or do anything. So your immune system learns. And if you actually look at how the immune system works, it says about innate immunity and adaptive immunity. So... No, we're outnumbered by bacteria, viruses, and parasites and fungi that will make us all ill, and the only thing standing between them and our devastation is our immune system. The immune system does such a good job most of the time that we actually don't really think about it when things go wrong, but to provide such excellent protection against a whole host of pathogens, our immune system must constantly learn. Now that's key, constantly learn. Part of the whole, the immune system is made up of 2 equally important parts, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity rapidly responds to invaders. Innate immunity cells deals with more than 90% of infections, removing them within hours or days. These cells recognise invaders by looking for broad shared patterns such as common molecules on the surface of most bacteria. They might look for lipopolysaccharides, LPS for instance, a molecule found in many bacterial cell walls. When the innate response fails to fend off an invasion, the invaders are handled by adaptive immunity instead of broad patterns. Each adaptive cell sees a very specific pattern. This could be one particular protein on the surface of a virus or bacteria. But because the adaptive immune system doesn't know what invaders it may meet, it makes millions of different cells, each to which it's created to recognise a random different pattern. One adaptive cell may recognise only the flu virus, for instance, while another might recognise only a single type of bacteria. When adaptive immunity cells recognises an invader, they replicate, so they form an army to kill it. The very specialised process can take a week at the first time we were infected by a new invader. So that's what a vaccine is supposed to do, right? It kind of almost tells the cells to recognise, right? If we're exposed to a flu virus, for instance, only a small number of adapter cells can randomly recognise flu viruses are activated to remove the infection, which is why it takes time to fight it off. After an invader is removed, the adapter cells then recognise it are kept and specialised in memory cells. If we see the same invader again, then cells can respond before we get ill. This is how the adaptive immunity system learns. Always learn. The traditional understanding of the immune system was that the innate immune cells couldn't learn. They deal with each invader the same way every time. But new evidence suggests that innate response are changed by a previous infection or vaccination through innate learning or training immunity, right? So the vaccine will obviously, that's the theory. Because innate learning changes innate immune cells, it has a broader effect on how the immune system deals with infections. That means infection by one invader can cause changes in how the immune system deals with a completely different invader. In contrast, adaptive learning leads to very specific protection against repeat infection by the same invader. Innate learning can have unexpected effects on how our immune system deals with a secondary infection. This is the key. Infections that occur during or after a different infection. Here's an example. The Bacillus calamite or something, BCG vaccine is designed to protect against tuberculosis, but does a good job at protecting from tuberculosis as expected, but it also protects against infections by a completely unrelated invader, Candida albicans. Candida albicans infection causes Canidas, more commonly known as a thrush or yeast infection. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. Studies of the BCG vaccine patients have previously suggested that the vaccine protects against infections other than tuberculosis, but how this happened wasn't understood. The researchers showed protection from yeast infections happened through an improved innate response. The innate immune systems learn from the vaccine and protect from yeast infection from up to 3 months afterwards. And this is just one of the growing numbers of studies showing that the innate immune systems can learn. These studies extend to primate invertebrates, including flies and mosquitoes. Invertebrates completely lack adaptive immune cells, so any immune memory response they have are from innate learning. In mice, herpes virus infected can protect from completely different bacterial infection. Rather than responding to the way to every invader, innate learning changes our immune response based on its previous experience. Recent events also suggest immune learning is strongly affected by environmental factors, including diet, lifestyles, and surrounding and previous infections. Immune response to the yearly flu vaccine, for example, are impacted more by environmental factors than the generic differences. This suggests that we can improve our immune response by altering our life experiences. Rather than being stuck with the immune system we genetically inherit, research is shown that the immune system responds are shaped by life experiences. It provides hope that we can improve immunity and reduce disease through changes in our lifestyle and our environment. So the guy who was talking about how the vaccines work basically said what's happened is it's almost like there hasn't been enough time for the virus to spread around enough for it to, it's almost like going to fight back in such a way that because your immune system has had proteins in it that detect certain antigens that coronavirus had, if there's a mutation of it, it could actually make it not fight it the same way and could cause further issues because of the fact that there's a lack of herd immunity. It's almost like because we've not, our immune systems haven't been able to learn anything over the last 12 months because we've not been able to touch anyone. So clean your hands, everything's clean. Your immune system's learning constantly. You know, tonight, I handled 200 coronavirus test kits. Now, we're supposed to put them in a plastic bag and seal the plastic bag up in gloves to protect us. We didn't put them in plastic bags, we just scan them. I've been handling them things for fucking months. If I ain't got herd immunity now, there's something seriously wrong. Because the people who've been infected with coronavirus are touching all those boxes. You know, where I work, because we service everyone in the country, we should be rife with it, and we're not. We've had it, but people should be dropping like flies. But obviously our immunities have been built up. And same with probably the health service. So I'm going to wait and see if my immune system can deal with this on its own. And I'll take that risk, thanks. Because by looking at how the immune system works, I trust that more than a fucking dodgy vaccine that has been made in 6 months. Personally. Experts or not. Peace, love and light.